So hello everyone, today in this video I am going to contribute to an open source Android project. Last time हमने with the help of a full stack developer I challenged him to contribute to an iOS open source project. That was a challenge and I did not give you a step by step guide. तो होता क्या है कि many people when they join their first company they get overwhelmed. I shared my pip journey as well. I also got scared when I joined a company with a code base of 1 million lines of code. Same is the case with open source. We see at the code, we get overwhelmed, we get lost, but now is the time to remove that fear in all of your minds. So basically, we're gonna get started with GitHub. So as always, we will get started from GitHub. So GitHub pe jaake, we will choose on the bottom left, explore. It's gonna be very easy. And trending section, even if you do not know Git, you will be able to catch up. So I am very excited. So now then you're going to choose spoken language, no, the programming language, which is going to be Kotlin, because Kotlin is the latest Android development language and many projects which are new are using it. And we are checking the trending section on GitHub. Just like we have YouTube pick trending section, here we are checking trending section on GitHub, and we're gonna change the range to not today, because sometimes what happens ki yaar, like this repo got 77 stars. It could be scam as well. This is a Chinese repo. No hate, but like I'm just saying ki let's do this week so that we have wider idea. So here we have a first project as Ivy Wallet, and it is on Play Store and it's open source as well. If you want to check it, let's click on the first project and we're gonna see, oh, last time it was updated 6 hours ago. So it is in progress. So it is being built and everyone is contributing to it fast. And there's a Play Store link to it if you want to download on your Play Store. And Android is open source, by the way. The community is really big. Oh, their Play Store link is not working. Oh, it is working. So this is their Play Store link. It has 100,000 downloads. So if you want, you can download and experiment as well. But I'm going to tell you the fastest way and the easiest way to contribute. If I install, obviously I can try, but it has a step to have an account as well. So time like that, so it takes time. So I'm gonna give you the easiest and the fastest route. So what we're gonna do is first let's see the license. It's a GPL 3.0 license. Either way, the license doesn't matter. What we need to do is we need to contribute and show off in our resume that I contributed to this popular open source project with 100,000 users. When you're in your resume, the impact will be so big that you are contributor towards 100,000 plus people. This is the big thing. This is what's important in your impact in your resume, and that's what we are trying to do in our cohort as well. If you haven't checked out our cohort, so which is on academy.singhinusa.com, you will see that there we are solving problems live as well, and many students are learning when we solve errors live, we handle them live, and which has started, but you can still join and be part of this journey in the next 10 weeks as well, because I promise, even though you're paying like 4,000 rupees for just Android or 6,000 rupees for Android plus iOS, I will promise to make sure every one of you get that money returned in your bank account. Number one way is we have bounty challenges every week. So होता है क्या है कि let's say I do a mistake in my code, if someone points out, they win 1,000 rupees immediately. We had 2 winners already. Number two thing is we have a hackathon in which we distributed 50,000 rupees in our own cohort, which was last year, 1 year ago. So this opportunity is rare. I don't launch these cohort back to back once a year. That is all I can do, and I have a full-time job as well. Number 3 is that I will help you contribute to these open source project, and with the help of these you can get into GSOC tomorrow. You will be trained and your application will be better. So either way you will get your return, and with this skill set, with the skill set of Android or iOS, and with this skill set you can become a freelancer on Upwork, Fiverr, and say that I have contributed to so many 6 or 7 apps, and people can hire you to make iOS or Android apps for you as well. So you will get return, you will get much bigger return than the 6,000 rupees you are saying for this course. So I promise that. And there's a refund policy, so don't worry. So my goal is to teach you how to fish rather than give you the fish, because many Udemy courses, if you go there, they have all recorded sessions. So, they don't teach you ki when you face an error while building, they don't show you that journey. But since I'm building 6 apps in front of you, there are crashes, there are errors. We all catch those together. So in return, you learn how to fish as compared to just getting the ready-made app in your hand. With that being said, let's finally contribute. So this is the app. I am going to quickly clone it, open with GitHub desktop. So open, and I haven't cloned it yet, so this is my first time cloning it. Make sure you have GitHub desktop, because if you just gonna do it through command line, it is okay. But the learning curve is higher on command line. This is faster. So click the clone button. These are very easy buttons. Everything happens automatically like magic. And when I was doing with Harkirat as well, I told him I'm going to use this because it is easier for others to learn as well. Okay, this is cloned. I'm going to right click, reveal in Finder. So we will see that this is in my Harnoor Singh documents, GitHub, test 1, 2 and IV wallet folder. It should be in GitHub folder for you, but I chose this folder. Anyways, let's open Android Studio. Now file, open, and then I'm going to open test 1, 2 documents, GitHub, test 1, 2, and then here this is my app. I'm going to quickly open it and open in any of the windows. So this window, any window is fine. And let's go to their issues page, which is very, very important. So I'm going to go through their issues page, and one thing you need to know is you don't even need to understand their whole code. Now I'm going to go to the issues page, and here the first issue was posted around 8 hours ago. So this is an 8-hour before issue, and here you see that there's a filter called good first issue. It is latest, it was posted today. So you are watching this video, you can double check as well. I'm not trying to prank you. Even if you want to, you can add a label for good first issue as well, or you will see the first issue is already good first issue. I'm going to click on it. So let's see. So it is a feature which says upgrade old style time and date pickers. So they have some date and time pickers we will visualize right now. Stay with me. So they are saying that I have checked the current issues for so these are just the things which are done. All we need to do is, why do we need it? We need to do is that the current pickers today are very outdated, don't fit in the design of the app. So they want us to choose and make them look like this. They have added links. So let's click on these 2 links, date picker and time picker. When you look at these links, these are on the Material Design website. So Material Design is the latest design which Android is recommending you, and people are recommending you. At the end of the day, your goal is to choose your design to look like this. All right. So now our project is cloned. We already cloned the project. So in this huge project, the build is still running. So in this huge project, our goal is to only focus on one thing, not everything. We will not spend months and weeks of time into learning, oh, what is the IV data, what is IV design. No, don't worry about the depth into a single thing. Worry about only your issue. So now my goal is so we will search for time picker in our project, or date picker, anything you want to. So let's do copy, Control C, and in our project we will do Control Shift F or Command Shift F based on Mac or Windows, and we will search in the entire project. So time picker, we will find it. Now here in time picker, we will notice that there are many time picker references, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, but basically 2 files, root activity and this is edit transaction screen, and this is IV wallet screen. Let's start from the screen 1. So double click on that screen, and here we will try to find time picker everywhere in this file. So Control F, time picker. So you will see it is used first of all in this method called setup time picker. So it is called setup time picker. I will do command click, open this function. So now in this function, there is functionality written to open time picker. Now we should start small. If I want to test this app, I will click the run button. It will take me 15 minutes to set up the app, understand the app, but we can start small and copy this code and put it in a new project. This is how we should quickly test it, because these big projects become difficult otherwise. So file, new project. Now in the new project, I will go to empty views activity next, and here let's call it test. So let's just call it test 1 2 or test 1 2 3, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to open that project. It is opened on a new tab on my right side. Now in this tab, all I'm going to do is copy this code. So this code is, it starts from time picker to time picker dialog. We are creating a time picker dialog. Now the question is once again that make them look like material design. So if you go to time picker and date picker, they are from material design. So I'm going to quickly go to the new project. Now here, copy this picker code, copy and go to new project. Here we will just paste it. So as simple as that. Now here we will have some errors obviously. So let's understand what this time picker dialog expects. So this time picker dialog expects, first of all, there are four parameters. Number one is context, which we passed as this, which is clear. This, if you are in my Android batch, it will be clear for you what is context. But at the end of the day, assume it is copy pasting. Context is the reference app needs. Any method which is related to views, it needs reference. Just like, for example, if I open terminal, like let's say if I do in my terminal, let's say I do pwd, and this is reference to my documents folder. So my address of my documents folder is this. Now every function in views you call, it needs a reference and address as well. So this path is like reference. Similarly is the case in Android. They need context, key reference where you want to go. So first parameter is that. Second parameter, what we will do is, for second parameter we can just remove it because there are some errors. So we don't need to complicate the parameter, we will simplify it. I'm going to remove all of the parameters which have errors. I removed the second parameter, which was a function, which was a lambda. I will explain that in a second. And this is now local.hour, now local.minute. For now local, let's go back to our open source project. Here I will see they have made now local as well. Let's copy this as well because it's just a time variable. So I'm going to copy this and paste this here. Now let's see what this time local function does. I'm going to control click on it. It takes me to a file. So this time now local takes me to a file, which is what it is doing is, so time local is a function which it is taking me to. So time local, when you control click on it, you see that time now local is a function which returns local date time dot now. So all I can do is I can just copy local date time dot now and paste it here. So in this new Android project, I'm pasting it, and I can now pass hour, minute easily. It is very simple now, and there are some errors. So wherever there is error in Android, do Alt Enter. So Alt Enter. This is saying that this is compatible only for Android O. So let's just add it temporarily. So let's just add this tag, whatever it is saying, let's just listen to it for testing purposes. Now the second parameter is needed here. Now if I do control click on time picker dialog, it is saying that the second parameter in the first line, you'll see it expects on time set listener. First parameter was context, second is on time listener, third is int boolean, which we already passed. So we need to pass on time set listener, which is already there in our root activity where we're copying it from. So this was giving us errors. So we will create our own listener. We don't need to handle the click. So it's basically click listener. So if we control click again, it is saying on time set listener. When you set the time, what you want it to do. So it's the listener. Now what I can do is, so this is an interface. So for that, I will create an object of that interface. So basically on time set listener, that is an interface. If I go to this, you will see that it's the interface on time set listener. If you control click on it, you will see it as an interface. Now we can instantiate. We create an object in Java Kotlin, so we can instantiate. In Kotlin, we do by creating object colon, and name is time. Let's see again what was the name. The name is on time set listener. So object colon on time set listener. Those who were in my Android batch, they already know it because we did it many times. This is part of the Lambda last class. But anyways, now since this is interface, I need curly brace after this. So curly brace and enter. Now you will see the magic. now I will be able to instantiate it by just doing Alt Enter, implement methods, and this method will be right here. So this is the shorter way, but if I want to explain this for you all, I can create in a different way as well. So our parameter is interface. I can create a class here. So outside I can create a class. Let's create class called class. We're gonna call it class, let's say listener implementation colon on time set listener. I think this was the name, and then we do curly braces, and here we do Alt Enter, and we implement the interface right here. So basically, if I pass in reference of this class as well, that is also okay. But I did a shortcut. Rather than creating this whole class, I just pass this entire thing. I will just comment it for you all. I just pass this entire thing in my second parameter right here. So in my second parameter, and what I'm doing is object of on time set listener and then curly braces. This is how interfaces and lambda work. This is like a callback, and now implement, and we can pass it here. So what it is basically doing is listener is basically it gives how you want to implement it, the freedom of how you want to implement it to the caller, because this is caller. This is where you call the method. This is caller, and this is the method we are calling. So this is callee. So basically callback is giving the freedom ki what you want to do when time is set here. Let's say I want to show a toast message. I can do toast here, toast. So when you type toast and click enter, you will see this, and here again you will pass in context like this dot. Here I need to pass context, so that we will get from view dot context, and then text will be here that on time set. I can just say this pop-up, and now we can do the magic. This is implemented. Here you will see there's a underline here. I can do Alt Enter on that underline, convert to lambda, and this will automatically reduce the lines of code in our function, and it will simplify it just like we had in our activity like this. This is like a lambda function, so it just automatically converted. Now let's run the app. So let's run the app. There are no errors. So this is the dummy app we are running with the copy pasted code with time picker dialog. So let's see what happens. All right. So our app is ready. So if you see, the moment I open this app, this time picker opens and I'm able to set the time. Now the problem is when I click OK, it shows a dialog as well, on time set. That's the pop-up we added. Anyways, if I open this app again, let's hit the run button again, because this is so cool. We segregated the part we wanted to code in a million lines of code to just small project. So this is the time picker, but what they want, let's go back to the problem. What they want is, they want it to look like this. So they want it to have AM, PM. This is material design with curved corners. You see these? So this is what they want us to do. So how we will do it? We will go to the documentation. So here in this time picker link they have already added, we will try to search for documentation on Google for examples. So we can see in the guidelines that accessibility. In accessibility, let's see if there is documentation. There is maybe guidelines usage. So this is how they just told us how it looks. So what I'm gonna do is, in this website m3material.io, I'm going to copy this link, search for m3material.io example for time picker. I need to find the documentation, and in the official documentation, the first link, it is taking me to this page again, and here you see that in the implementation section it is giving me these three options: Flutter, Jetpack Compose, या फिर MDC Android. We are using XML Android, which will be MDC Android. I think so. I'm just guessing. I could be wrong. So this is how the material design is. So from the official documentation, I will copy the code. So here is the code. This is the code for building the time picker through material design. So we need to copy this code. So let's copy this code and put it here. So here let's comment this picker, the old one, and paste the new picker to check. Sorry, I didn't copy it. So let's copy this code. This is a copy button. So let's copy this code, and here a material time picker needs to be imported. So Alt enter, and time format needs to be imported. Red line, Alt enter, and it's imported. So now this material time picker is imported, and we are missing the picker.show button. We need to add that. So let's go back and see if there is .show. Oh, here it is. Let me see. Here it is. So to show the time picker to the user in the documentation, they're saying picker.show fragment manager, then tag. Let's copy this code as well. All I'm doing is copy pasting. So let's copy this code and paste. So we pasted the code and picker.show fragment manager, and it is giving an error in show. So what it's saying, create an extension of function material time picker.show. I think what it's saying is this is deprecated. Fragment manager is deprecated. So we are getting this error on show. Do you know why we are getting this error? Because if I control click on show, there are two functions, and I think these are deprecated. You see this line? This is deprecated. So all we can do is I can type this code again, picker dot show, and now if rather than copy pasting, if I just type it, it should automatically, I believe it should automatically take the code which is not deprecated. So we will pass fragment manager. So let's pass fragment manager and then tag. So see, when I pass support fragment manager, it is resolved. I believe this is a solution. Let's try, let's experiment. I could be wrong, but let's experiment and let's see if it shows up. All right. Wow. Do you see this? AM, PM is visible. Now we converted the old time picker to the new one. Now all you need to do is just add this code. Wherever you see time picker dialog, just add this code. So you're just replacing time picker dialog to the new format. And I can go to this code base, and what we can do is here we can paste it, but there's one thing missing, which is the on click listener. So here in this new one, so we need to handle on click. So we will Google how to handle that on click. So here we have to see how to add on click. So we can guess as well, but here it is. Picker dot on positive button click listener, on negative, on cancel, on dismiss. So here we can start with on positive button click listener, because here you see that there is OK button, which is positive, cancel is negative. In previous one, I don't remember, we will have to test. So let's comment the new one and paste the old one. We will have to do a lot of testing and experimentation, obviously. So let's test the old one again. Okay, so old one has the same thing. It has cancel button and OK button, but we will do the same for the new one. So we will now uncomment the new one and run it. Let's see cancel button is working fine or not, and OK button. Let's just test it. So let's random time. Okay, it is working, and let's launch the app again. Let's launch the app button and cancel button. Both buttons are working the same way. So there is no difference in functionality. Now all I need to do is picker dot set positive. So what was the code? Let's copy paste. Add on positive button click listener. Picker dot add on positive set click listener, curly braces, enter. Here we need to put the logic, whatever we want. So this is the code we need to paste. We go back to root activity. Here what we're gonna do is just paste below it. So below picker.show, I'm going to paste it, and the picker will be material time picker. We will need to import it. Now they don't have the dependency already for material design. I already had it. If you go to the new project that I created, it by default had com.google android material.1.9.0, but they don't have it. So when I do alt enter, it is giving me an option. We can just do add dependency and it will add for me. So it is done. Now let's wait for the project to sync. In the meantime, I will fill in the other blanks. So here what they have set is we just want the same functionality. This is the on click listener. So in on click listener, I am going to pass all these three things which were already there. Same things passed in onClick. Now here, let's see if this in onClick listener, they have hour of day and minute as parameter or not, so that we can pass the same in this onClick listener as well. So let's wait for the Gradle to be done. Okay, now that is imported, Gradle was successful. We will comment the old code. Let's call it picker2 so that we don't have to comment. This is picker2, this is picker1, and picker2 dot show picker2 dot add click listener. Now there are some errors. So here we need to have local time of hour of day, which was parameter we took from this lambda function. So we need the same thing here. So what we can do is, we can do it dot hour, no, this is dot, in the documentation, time picker. So here we have to see how to get the current time. So builder dot set time, let's read it. All right. So time get the user selection picker.minute picker.hour. Okay, you can get the user selection with picker.minute picker.hour. In the documentation it is written. So let's go back. So after reading it, see, you have to read. So here you can do is pass in picker2 dot hour and picker2 dot minute. All right, now this whole code is same as the previous one. So what I can do is I can delete the old picker or comment it for now, change the name of this picker, right click, refactor, rename to picker1, enter. And without testing, since I already tested in my small app, without testing it, I will recommend you to test if you have time. I replaced one of the function of time picker to the new time picker. Now it is your responsibility to change because I showed you for one function already. Now I can go to GitHub desktop, and the only way on GitHub desktop is you select which files you want to. ds_store is an automatic file, we will not commit it. build.gradle.kts is the file where we added the dependency when we did alt enter, so it is important. I will check it. Next is root activity. Here we removed the old picker, it automatically deleted the import of previous time picker dialog and add the new time picker. And then lib versions, it added as well. Now if you want to make it perfect, you should also commit the code for like date picker as well. But since I am doing for the video, I will request you to do both. You have time. This was posted today, so you have time. You can post it for today. So you have time. You can complete it and copy my code and push it and make this your open source contribution. I have no problem with that. And next third file is, this is the material dependency we have imported. So it automatically created these two files, libs.version.2ml and this KTS file automatically added. So we don't need to worry about it. It was automatically done, but we need to commit it, check it, and now add the changes as added or changed time picker to new material design time picker in one file. I should have done for all the files. There are two more uses, but since I'm doing for the video, this is enough. Commit to main. Now you will notice it will not allow me to commit to main. It is allowing me to commit, but it will not allow me to push because I need to create my own branch. So this is not allowed. So I will do is undo. So click the undo button, continue. I just did undo, and this is the magic of GitHub desktop. It allows you to undo. So you should create a new branch and new branch. Here I will call it. So let's go to the GitHub page. In GitHub repository, in the GitHub repository, you will notice in the pull request, you should see how they are creating pull requests. So they are creating, let's say we look at this pull request, and this is like uploading your changes and marking it for review. This is what it means. So they are calling it by the issue name colon issue name. So your username colon issue name. That's how they name it. We will do the same. So branch should be called Harnoor is my username colon, and issue ID is, this is the latest issue. So issue is, we need to go back to issues. Issue is, yeah, 2741. So we will put hash in it. No, we don't need to put hash in it. We just need to do hyphen fix issue and then hyphen 2741. That's it. Now create branch and bring my changes to this branch. Oh wait, I forgot to rename it correctly. I need to rename again. So bring my changes to this branch. So bring my changes to this branch, switch branch. Now commit into this branch. Now publish. And now here it will say that this repository is not mine. I will need to fork it. GitHub desktop will do the magic. So fork is important to bring this repository to my GitHub page. So my username is iHarnoor. This will bring the repository to my page. Now I will say to contribute to the parent project. That's why I'm forking it. So the second option is for my own purpose. It's not for my purpose. I want to contribute. Continue and publish. So now the changes are uploaded. Very simple process. Now once the changes are uploaded, I go to my profile. So repositories, you will see the IB wallet repositories here. I will open that repository, and here you will see the branch already here. So compare and pull request, as simple as that. So I will just say the same, and the name is already written. It's very clear name that I added in commit. I don't need to do anything. So click the create pull request button, and that's it. There is very high chance that they will merge my repository, merge my changes. So because I did a small change and I tested it, and it's very, very readable, very organized code I've written. I'm pretty sure they will merge it. Maybe the tag I wrote is not, it's not a good tag name I used. I should have used a better tag name. But either way, they will comment on my code if needed. They can add a comment, change tag to whatever, and they will push it. And that's it. In 30 minutes live with you all, I could make this open source contribution. So similarly, we are going to do many projects in our cohort as well. And I promise if you invest into it, you will get return as well. So do not forget to check it out. And there is a refund policy if you are worried about it. And I will see you all in the next one. I hope it was helpful. I hope it taught you how big problem can be shrinked into small problem and you can solve it. Just to clarify everyone, the person commented that he wants Compose implementation with screen recording with testing. So you should make sure you do as well. So you have to go to Compose documentation. Here in Compose documentation in material 3, you will see time picker, and you have to implement that if you want to get it merged. And thank you so much for watching.